Hey folks, this is Ryan here for But It Runs. Record. Record. Pull up. Record. Record. Pull up thing. So do I want to do... Record. Pull up thing. So do I want to do... Record. Pull up thing. And that's all fine until you change tires. Not all tires of the same size have the same load rating. Right? Not all tires of the same size have the same speed rating. Tires have a bunch of different characteristics that will determine how you use them and how you maintain them. So you'll see in these two pictures that the speed rating and the load rating are different for the same size of tire. And what that ends up meaning is you're going to need to run a different air pressure in the tire to wear the tire correctly and to provide the correct ride on the vehicle. A lot of people will read the sidewall of the tire and they see that max pressure rating, and it's, for most passenger tires, it's somewhere in the realm of 40 to 50 psi, and they will put that amount of pressure in their tire. You don't do that. You can't do that. All you're doing is you're bulging the middle of the tire out and wearing the center, and there's no reason to do that. What you do, if you change tires on your car and they are not the exact same tire that the OEM fitted to your vehicle when they built the machine, is you do a little bit of math. Record. You take the load rating of each tire and you divide that by the total load rating of both tires on the axle. So say you have a load rating of 1,500 pounds per tire. That together, two tires, 3,000 pounds. So say the weight on that axle is 2,000 pounds. 2,000 divided by 3,000 will give you 66.66 repeating percent. You then take that percent and you multiply that by the tire's max pressure rating, which in many cases is 50 psi. 2/3 of 50 psi is 33.3333 psi. You can round that to 33 to 34, as long as you have generally 32 to 35, keeping, 33 is your ideal. Nothing's ever perfect. That will wear your tires the most even. Now there's one issue with this, and that is with newer cars. Newer cars, for some reason, expect that you are only ever putting the same tire on the car that the OEM put on. So the TPMS is generally set at a specific value. So if you change tires to ones that have a different load range, and you put the correct pressure in your tires to maintain the tire wear pattern, what you end up getting is the TPMS light coming on in your dash and staying on because it's outside the bounds of what the OEM decided you should have in your car. That would be fine if all tires everywhere of each size were exactly the same tire and they all had the same load rating, the same speed rating, the same everything, all the same characteristics, the compounds were identical, all of that. Record. Pull up thing. So do I want to do... Record. As you can see, the numbers aren't really all that different from each other, because every time I've gone to get tires, I try to keep the new tires for the new size pretty close in load range to the originals. This may not always be the case though. Sometimes a tire is discontinued and the only alternatives are quite a bit different. Or say you want to go from a harder compound to a softer compound, from a softer compound to a harder compound. Compound type can and will play a role in the load-bearing capacity of the tire. Another example of when tire load ranges might change is if you're going from a passenger tire to a truck tire, or from a truck tire to a passenger tire. Say you've got an expedition, say you've got a pickup, and you want to take the highway tires off and put off-road tires on. This is going to be the type of situation where you definitely need to look at the pressure that you're running in the tire if you're running it on the road. If you're running it off-road, you're already going to know all this stuff. This video is going to be pointless for you. And that's all we've got for this video. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks.